Enough is enough. I sold out. I'm not happy about it. We sold out. We gave in to the YouTube overlords. We went with clickbaity titles. Still coming up red. I spent $30 on this $3 piece of whatever that some 4-year-old in Indonesia made me to appease the good people on my camera here. None of it's working. Let's just talk football. I'm over this. I'm over playing the rat race of YouTube. We're out here just to talk a little ball. And there's no one better to talk a little ball with than Mark Garcia. And we got him here. He's back. He's back from days at the water park. Let's bring him in. What's going on, gentlemen?
Hi, friends.
What's going on? It's great
Missed you, man.
I know, dude.
These are the best shows of the week, so I'm excited.
You mean ones where we actually have facts, reason, and knowledge on our side?
Yeah, where we get to sit back and be like, oh, yeah, what did you think, Mark? And then he just tells us for about 10 minutes, and we're just like, agree.
No, that.
Yeah, exactly that. Yep.
Yeah, guys, I'm not going to lie. That was probably my shittiest intro yet. I'm just going to be frank with it.
Nah, I mean, straight up, we needed to explain, that's kind of out of character for us. We're usually such straightforward, straight shooting guys. And now, we come in here talking guarantees and all that, but you just got to play the game, baby. You just got to play the game.
Let's not even talk about players now. Let's talk about like the weather or some shit.
Yeah, let's get into the knots. Let's get into the knots of the weather and everything.
Total bait and switch. Total bait and switch.
I don't know if you guys heard, but I'm a hoops guy now. I'm playing the role now. I'm a hoops guy. This is a hoops stream. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, that's going into the. I'm a hoops guy now. Is now going into the jar.
Yeah. We might have to.
Yeah.
Create a new qualification.
It's past combinatorial ownership already.
CP3 though, that's just like that's a hilarious jersey. But I would
straight talent, man.
I gotta respect it. I'm a
I would have.
I'm a Suns
I would have
guy.
went back to the days of the Hornets. So. And got a nice crispy, clean jersey there.
I'm not made of money with these throwbacks, eh? I'm not making money with these throwbacks. I'm just wearing my Clippers from back in the day, dude. My 1-0 Clips.
Yeah, not made of money, just from my weekly Clippers games. Just walked into the store and bought it right off the shelf there in the lodge.
There was actually a time where I forgot a jersey like 3 games in a row, and I bought 3 different jerseys in the stadium.
Christ.
What was with Kawhi? Like, oh, we're gonna bring him off the bench so he can play the end of the game. It's like,
yeah, that's bizarre.
What is that, dude?
Yeah. Then he started the second half.
Yeah. Thank you, Silas. I deserve better. Bring Silas back on here, man. Shit.
Full kit wanker over here buying jerseys at the game. It just cracks me up.
Oh, you love it. Marks, what's good, man? How's the Edge going? What games did you write up this week? Normally you send them before, but I was a little lazy this week. What games did you write up for the Edge? I haven't read it yet.
A bunch of shitty ones, man. No, I'm just kidding.
Yep.
This slate has a bunch of shitty games on it. I think we have like 5 games with a game total of 43 points and less, which is crazy. I did Indy, Tennessee, Green Bay, Washington, Dallas, Detroit, Atlanta, Cincy, and the Giants, Jags. I
like that. Let's start Atlanta, Cincy. Because I kind of like that one, and I know Nez. We have a little segment that we're gonna run here that Nez came up with here about 3 of the games that he likes or that we like, and it was one of your games, was it not, Nez?
Yeah. This was something that I was excited about. I think I have it written down. It wasn't written down, but it's definitely one that I like. There's definitely some fun pieces here. So I'll let.
Yeah, I think I was reading the Pace article this morning, and it was one of those games that could kind of never seen anything like it. It could go either way. Both these teams could grind each other down. We know that Atlanta likes to be run heavy early or likes to be run heavy when they can be, but there's a chance that, since he comes out here, blows the doors off early, and we push points, and this total goes way over, in my opinion. I don't know if that actually happens, but what are you seeing there, Mark?
Yeah, I think each team has a very clear identity, right? The Falcons, they want to slow the game down. They want to ride the run game for as long as possible through like no less than 4 running backs or plus fullbacks. And then the Bengals want to push the pace on offense. And they're up to 5th in pass rate over expectation this year. So we know that they want us to be slinging the ball as well. We know that Joe Mixon has vastly underperformed, and we know that their their offensive line came into the season expecting to be vastly improved, and they have not really gelled yet. So there's a lot of moving pieces where there's some upside there. But like you said, I think the eventual game environment, the pace, the flow, the environment, the ripeness for fantasy production is such a wide range of potential outcomes because the very clear identities of each team are contrasting. They're not the same. Like Atlanta, if they're able to get some stops in the red zone, hold the Bengals to field goals, if they're able to punch an early touchdown in, like they're going to be able to like slow the game environment down. And on the flip side of that, if like the Bengals come out and just like put up 2 touchdowns or 10 points in the first quarter, like it could force Atlanta coming into the second quarter to get a little bit more aggressive than we've seen. So I think there's just a wide range of potential outcomes there. It's kind of what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, and from a fantasy standpoint, when a game's going relatively low owned outside of Jamar Burrow, basically, I kind of like that. I kind of like leaning into that variance of like, we don't really know where this game's going to go, right?
Yeah. It's interesting. I was really shocked the way that game went with the Niners last week with the Falcons, how they like really like the Niners are not like an offensive like powerhouse, but they're pretty efficient. So to see them like really get like slowed down like that was really a shock to me. And I'm not sure that like it's a signal or anything for the Atlanta defense. I think it's just more so, like we said, just the way that they wanted to play with. I mean, they only threw what, like 15, 14 passes, like absolutely nuts. But
the thing there is that both of these teams also have, I would say, elite defensive coordinators.
Yeah.
Dean Pease came over from New Orleans last year and is the defensive coordinator for Atlanta. And Lou Anarumo is like one of the most forward-thinking defensive coordinators in the game. He's a defensive coordinator of Cincinnati. So that could obviously influence this game. And like looking at like how these teams are folding in their defensive coordinators into their identity. And it's very clear that like they want to base a lot of what they're doing around the defensive side of the ball. So that's a slight knock. And again, it doesn't really affect like the wide range of outcomes of this game,
right?
Because it still could open up. But like, yeah, each team has, I would classify as elite defensive coordinators.
Yeah, which is like, I feel like the perception of this game is different than like, I don't think enough, just the way that it seems on paper, like you see Cincy Atlanta, and I think people think, oh, like this has a chance to kind of like blow the doors open on this game. And I feel like this has a chance to be a bit of a slog. 47.5, like they're like, obviously there's like fun pieces here, and Mariota has like a decent floor with his rushing attempts. However, 47.5 as a total to me just seems a tad too high. I would have expected like 45 here. Like 47.5 is so I don't know if that's a me thing or if that's a Vegas thing. You know, I'm not.
Well, let me see what it opened at real quick. I'm kind of curious if that's just bet up or talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah. Let's address
at 45.5. Sorry.
Okay, so it is getting up. Okay, that was a good like precursor. I think we can all agree that game, and what I wanted to highlight from that game was we think it can go any which way. Like that, it doesn't feel like a game that we know the clear path of, and that's just something that I personally like to lean into.
Definitely.
But I think I kind of buried the lead off the hop because there was one thing that I really wanted to talk about. I mean, everyone and their dog's giving the CMC like trade and the implications and blah, blah, blah. But for our contest specifically, I really wanted to talk something because we talked about it a little bit behind closed doors. And I think it's a very interesting conversation. I was kind of the merit of, okay, the LOL variants, like the classic poker phrase of LOL variants, like that's just part of the game where he gets traded, he doesn't get an out designation, and you're kind of just stuck with him in your lineups. From the underdog side, Nez, you can kind of lobby your point a little bit here, and I just want to get everyone's kind of thoughts of, do you think there should be kind of a swap implemented because the player that we were drafting is no longer actually the player we're drafting, or what do you guys think in there? Nez, you lead first because I know you had thoughts on this.
Yeah, so I was suggesting that they like just in the lobbies like label him as out, And then that way you like as like forward drafters, like from this point forward, know that, okay, if I draft CMC, he is not going to accrue points for me. And then that also on the flip side gives people who have already drafted him a chance to swap him, which I thought would make the most sense. But we'll see. As of now, I just checked like 5 minutes ago. He doesn't have like a team designation right now. It just shows nothing. So we'll unfortunately just kind of have to wait and see what Underdog wants to do there. But I'm not drafting him right now. I mean, even if he does play, he's probably only going to play a handful of snaps. It's different if you're in like managed leagues and you're like, well, shoot, like I kind of just have to. But for our intents and purposes, I like not even in like the goal line stand, like I'm not like drafting him this week.
Okay. Yeah, Numi, Mark, where do you guys come out on that?
I honestly have no idea. I've seen I can see it going both ways. So I mean, I've seen the argument for it's just he's still active, so he's active. Like he's like LOL variants. He's active. He's active. He's going to be playing. But the fact that he's on the main slate just kind of negates that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I really have no idea. I'm just going to kind of wait and see because I know Nez pointed out like. I think you said DraftKings is going to make him, or
usually he's still in the pool for what it's worth. I'm looking right now. He's still in the pool, but he's also still listed as Carolina. So I don't know what DraftKings will do.
Yeah.
In the past, they normally put like a disclaimer: player's been traded, player will not score points in your lineup. Blah blah blah. That's been the trend of DraftKings in the past. But that's also for like individual slates opposed to like showdown slates. Mark, what do you think? Do you think he should just remain part of the pool? Do you think he should get a swap designation? What do you think?
I hadn't really thought about it until Nez started talking about it. And I think I agree with pretty much everything that he said, because I think it dents the integrity of the competition to not address it, in the sense that like you want to not appease and not reward, but like you want to do what you can to make volume drafters happy, because it keeps the like ecosystem alive, and that's highly important, I think. And I think that the volume drafters, who are primarily the guys who are putting in the work early in the week before like CMC news popped, I think you need to address that in some way. And I think like just popping the out tag on them would give the flexibility for, to appease the people that need to be appeased and keep them happy, I think.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, from a platform end, you have to cater to your volume players. And I think it works in your best interest to the people paying the rake are probably going to want to swap. I'm one of those sick deranged fucks that's like, no, make the people pay, like this unforeseen circumstance that nobody could have ever predicted, make them pay. I'm like, yeah, you don't want that ace on the river, too bad, buddy, here we go. Okay, so shout out Chad for actually reading about this and going into the back end of it. Their swap rules, making swap eligible, aka inactive statuses, doubtful, out, traded, retired, suspended. So they do have a clause in there that indicates a traded player would then be swap eligible. In some regards, I'm not sure I really want to swap him though. And that kind of pisses me off too. Like, I think I'd rather have the outlying variance of CMC in a brand new situation playing 30 snaps than Kenneth Walker. I don't know, maybe Kenneth Walker's too high of a end talent than Brian Robinson Jr. this week. I would rather have CMC, and the being forced into a swap kind of tilts me, but I don't know. I don't know. That's just like my personal thoughts towards it, but I don't know. What are you guys thinking? Here we go. Jacob, finally some good, wholesome content in the chat. Loving the Clippers jersey. Let's go.
I don't even like if he does play, like I don't think that he's going to play. I don't know. Like it seems really far-fetched for me, but I mean, I guess I wouldn't be shocked if he does, but even if he does, I'm probably okay. Like I said, I'll take a swap. I think that there's some interesting swap candidates late for this, just because of how gross the slate is.
Silas bringing up one in CEH, both as a leverage and as a late swap.
I don't know how I
dude.
feel. I don't know if I can do that.
But if they're losing.
I'm sorry, I was like lagging. But
You're
if they're
good.
down their interior lineman again, like that's in play. That's in play.
Mm.
But I would probably lean more like the Cowboy side of things. But damn, I don't know, dude. CH, I just can't. I just in good faith.
last
Mark, you can go ahead.
point on this. Last 2 points on this, real quick, and then Mark, I'll give you the floor. Paul bringing up you think if he was going to get swapped, the designation would be there already. I fully agree with that. I think the designation should have been there immediately if we thought he was going to get swapped. I don't really know what's being waited on from that end. And the other thing that I thought associated with this was, Mark, you got that sharp bet down last night. Tell people.
Oh yeah, just the San Francisco odds to win the Super Bowl were the exact same as their preseason odds, and they just added CMC. So they have a top 3 defense. The only thing that they're missing is a quarterback, and it's like that is something that they have already shown that they can overcome. You know, they went to the Super Bowl a couple years ago. So yeah, it's like Philadelphia and bust in the NFC right now. So outside of that, if they can like win a small sample of one game against one team in the playoffs, like they could be Super Bowl bound. Particularly, like, think about a team having to account for Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, and now CMC. Like, that's insane. And with a top 3 defense, they just need to get healthy, and they could legitimately be Super Bowl contenders here.
Well, think about all the fun shit you could do with Kittle being so good in the run blocking game, plus Deebo's ability to run and catch like swing passes and Texas routes out of the backfield, and CMC as well. Like, I mean, Jimmy only needs to throw the ball 5 yards, literally 5 yards, and like a lot of good shit's gonna happen. Yeah. I'm very, very excited to see what he looks like in a Shanny system there.
Yeah, dude, I'm of the personal opinion that Jimmy is better for this offense than Trey Lance.
Oh, you heard it here first. Spice.
At least for
bro.
fantasy, like you can make the real like real life. I think that there's like maybe an argument there, but 100% for fantasy, 100%. Like Jimmy is better. I'm with you there. Like just the skill set of his weapons like really matches like his style. At least like from my vantage point, I feel like it's like a perfect mesh. And I've seen oddly like an odd amount of like FUD around CMC being traded. Like I like
How?
dude, right. The case is that his volume is going to go down, and I'm like, since when was he like he's not a volume, like I guess he is because he catches like passes and whatnot, but he's not Joe Mixon, he's not Najee, like he's not like these guys.
He's
that
not dependent on it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Like he's now like that tweet from Reeves. Pete Overzet just talked about on Splash Play this morning, but 5 plays inside the 10-yard line for the Carolina Panthers this season. 5 plays inside the 10, 30 3-0 for the 49ers inside the 10.
That's a crazy telling stat just in itself. Wow.
Yeah.
Wait for all the Jeff Wilson vultures.
Right.
I was gonna say earlier, did you guys see the Schefter bomb announcement of the CMC trade? At the bottom, he's like, "Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna play, but he's smart. He went to Stanford, so we'll see." It's like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's like what?
Just his little nugget thrown in there for no reason.
Yeah.
Anything
and
possible.
Brady's getting divorced. Like,
I was reading it. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I can't tell. Like if he tries to be funny sometimes. Like I don't know if that was like sincere or like Shefty trying to make a joke, but like made no sense.
Paul, I'm with you here. I'm not about this, man. But I do get the narrative that like the thesis behind Trey Lance is that Trey Lance would score a lot of points. And the thesis around Jimmy Garoppolo is everyone around him will score a lot of points. So in this particular scenario where they bring in CMC and whatever, I think Jimmy is better for other like auxiliary pieces of the offense scoring points than Trey is.
Dude. I mean, I don't want to drag this on too much, but like,
I know.
The way that team is built, and Shanahan has like come out and said that like he used to view every possession as like, I need to score the most points. Now that he has like a legitimate, or he's had, I guess, for like the past 4 or 5 years, at least a top 10 defense. It's like a legitimate top 3 defense this year. So that like emphasis has shifted from like, I need to score as many points as possible to I need to win a football game. And if that's the case, like you need somebody who's just not making mistakes, who's able to progress through a read or two and get the football to like your playmakers. And like Jimmy can do that. So I don't see like any negative really for like Jimmy Garoppolo taking this team to the Super Bowl or like being bad for this team. Like, yes, the upside of the offense was better with Trey Lance under center, but like he showed that he has processing issues. He has pocket awareness issues still. He has all the arm strength and the legs in the world, but like for an NFL offense, he, in my eyes, was not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like he played 1 year of Div 2. Like, okay.
And he
all right,
balled
Numi,
out.
anything to add, bud?
No, I was just gonna say, but as a man who's drafted only 7 teams this week and has 7 shares of CMC, I don't know what to do.
Oh, you love to see it.
So whatever happens, dude.
I've
been a hoops guy now, as we've all learned.
At 2, Numi. At 2.
Yeah, at 2. Dude, come on. You said it too, dude. It's just I don't know what.
I know. It's the phrasing. It's the phrasing.
I am a hoops guy. Now. I've always been a hoops guy, but now that I'm like deep in these daily weeds, it's just like I don't know why it's just more fun to draft these hoops. So I've only done 7 of these, and they were all early, and they were all CMC. So it's like
the bye weeks just
leave it up to the gods, I guess. Whatever happens.
The bye weeks offer some variance that like isn't as fun as like a full slate of NBA hoops. I feel you, but we're trying to win this 50K.
Oh yeah,
we got.
And I've been just maxing everything for like a sicko. So I'm trying the theory of maybe waiting on my drafts since everyone seems to be winning with Sunday morning drafts. That I'm just gonna try and back end them all. Maybe I'll luck box into something.
Yeah, well, I mean, we find this week's Deion Jackson, right? That's the goal, right? Let's find him.
I have this. Not this week's Deion Jackson, but I have a very for when we get into that segment. I have some guys that are one-offs that I really really like that I'm going to start targeting. So,
okay, Mark, let's throw it back to you here. Any other game environments that you wrote up and or didn't write up that you're feeling this week?
I think obviously there's like the one game on this slate, or I guess the 2 games, like the afternoon stuff, like Seahawks at Chargers and Chiefs at 49ers, but like getting into the semi-gross games, I think there's some stuff to be said about Dallas and Detroit and Green Bay and Washington. And I don't think it's the people that the field are on, to be honest.
Interesting. Okay. You know what? Okay. So I just want to say one thing about that is that what we've been gravitating to, and Nez dropped it on the show the other day, is he kind of thinks it's a Rodgers week, like a Rodgers get right spot kind of here versus a pass funnel defense. And then he's kind of thinking, like I was thinking, we can just run Rodgers naked because none of his pass catchers are getting drafted. Like Lazard goes once in a blue moon. Dobbs has gone once in a blue moon. But outside of that, I'm really thinking that I can run Rodgers as my last quarterback off the board naked, hope he gets 303, and I don't really care where the ball goes. What are you seeing in that game, Mark?
Well, Allen Lazard has either scored a touchdown or popped for 100 yards in every healthy game this season. Ooh. So I think that a lot of people are just drawn to Romeo Dobbs. And because he's like the new hotness, he got all the emphasis in the off season during camp, and now he's getting the snaps, right? And he should. And the other piece to that is we should expect a fairly concentrated offense this week from them because Christian Watson is out. Also, what the hell is it? Randall Cobb is out. So we have like it's going to be Lazard and Dobbs playing like 95% plus of the snaps, and then probably Sammy Watkins is going to mix in with maybe Amari Rodgers in the slot. And that's pretty much their offense. And then it's going to be the standard split. It's probably going to be 65-35 for Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, his efficiency metrics are way, way down this year. So we saw it last week with the Packers giving Aaron Jones a little bit more run. The other thing there is not a lot of people realize just how game script dependent Aaron Jones has been.
Yeah.
Over the last 3 seasons, he is number 2 in the NFL in most or I guess largest split in wins versus losses, and he's number 2 to only Derrick Henry. So it's like we think of Derrick Henry as like this game script dependent back. Why are we not? The numbers say that we should be viewing Aaron Jones that way too. I think the general tendency from the field is to look at his pass catching role and be like, well, he has a higher floor. Well, it's like really like his blow up games are coming from these wild 3 touchdown games, and those are coming in Packers wins. So outside of that, like Aaron Jones has very, very few like GPP worthy scores that have come over the last 3 years. It's like really when the Packers are just stomping the opponent.
Interesting.
Whether or not that happens this week, I don't know. But an interesting thing to think about is like
Chelsea.
Because of like how the Packers are this year, they are basically just like trying to ride games into the sunset. They're trying to just like make it through with a win. They're not pushing anything. They have a slow pace, which we've seen over the last 3 years. But if you think about like the Millie Maker winner on DraftKings last year ran naked Tanyan, and I basically shit on that in my NBC piece. I was like, we have a tight end who has not played over 58% of the snaps. Like, how are they going to be pushed to throw the ball more? It's like they have to be pushed, right? And so, like, theoretically, 100% of the time, if you're playing a Packer, it has to be paired with a member of the other team in a correlated pairing. And so, like, from a best ball perspective, a very, very fun and easy way to do that is to do that with guys who are not getting drafted. It's like Brian Robinson. How is he going to be GPP viable? He's going to rip 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. If he does that, what does that mean for the Packers? Like, now I have like all this interest in pairing Alan Lazard with Brian Robinson as the 2 like primary pieces. Like, they are the engines of each respective offense, and it covers pretty much every game environment except the Packers stomping the Commanders and a slugfest. So like all the other game environments are covered through that pairing, which the field is probably not utilizing.
No, I like that shout. I think that's good. I don't know why my eyes gravitated to this game on the Packers side as well. I don't know. Like, the weird thing about Aaron Jones is like, I just know that one game is coming where he just catches 9 balls, like that classic Aaron Jones of like 2-3, or I guess even last year when Devontae Adams was out and it's just like 9 dump offs. Like, I'm still waiting for that game where they just go like, let's just get our guy who's our best playmaker in space the ball. I don't know. Little nugget.
We're probably getting closer to that actually happening, because that happens when they are like undermanned at the pass catching or at pass catchers. And now they have like Randall Cobb is out and Christian Watson is out, who they're using in this like jet sweep, like get the ball in his hands and see what happens role. So it could be a coming for sure.
I want to address 2 things in the chat here. That CMC, you heard it here first, is most likely going to be a swap. Chad doing the Lord's work here, getting deep in the weeds in the Discord streets and finding out that CMC is going to be a swap. So Nez, congratulations. You're way fucking smarter than me. And you figured that out.
I just got that product ops mindset, man. I just
That's right.
I love it. And I take offense to this. Like, we're talking real life hoops. I'm just gonna, took me 30 seconds here. Look at this. You think you can beat this guy off the dribble right here? You see me going left right that? You got no chance. I'm going left and I'm going mid move back to the middle. I was playing those Monday night leagues. Come on, man.
I thought that was Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Look at that weight distribution, dude.
I got the step back coming out of there. Look at these arms, man. I was shrill. I was shredded.
Full head of steam coming at you.
Oh my God. I'm so offended right now.
I'm about to take a charge on you coming at me like that. That's my ball.
Yeah. The little thing is, you don't know I could go. I deserve this. Oh, that's good.
They don't have stairs in Canada, dude.
This is actually legit. Yeah. Yeah, this wealthy, affluent country of ours just has elevators everywhere. Oh, that's good. Oh, good, clean, fun, gentlemen. Yo, boys, Numi, we haven't heard from you in a hot minute. Any other games you're targeting out here?
Nah, Mark just keeps taking everything from me.
I do want
my first thing was one of my games was Bengals Falcons, and then one of my one-off guys here is Romeo Dobbs of my 3 one-off guys. So I agree with all that, and how I've been playing it, or how I've been imagining, because again, I only have my whatever drafts, but I've been doing the same thing except I've been doing basically Rodgers plus, or I was thinking doing Rodgers plus Dobbs and then a Washington bring back. So that's exactly how I would play it. So, and knowing Rodgers and being, a Vikings fan in the division, he can click. He can just click it. And against, it can easily happen going against the freaking Washington Commanders. He could just go out there and be like, I'm Rodgers. Here's 4 touchdown passes. You know what I mean? And so
on 24 attempts.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
Exactly. And it's 28-0 in the early second quarter. And then they just basically run it out and they don't score it. That's totally in his range of possibilities for Rodgers.
Yeah, absolutely. I do feel like sometimes we dive way too deep in on the spectrum. We talk about the projections and then assuming everybody has the projections and then pivots off the projections, and we go down the rabbit hole of ADP, and sometimes we just need to dial it back and just go Aaron Rodgers is playing a pass funnel and their favorites on the road. Why the shit not? You know what I mean? Yeah. Sometimes it is that fucking simple, right? Maybe this spot isn't. Mark brings up some really good points and Numi brings up some really good points about the run back potential and pairing with a pass catcher that I wasn't necessarily on. I was just kind of hey, Rodgers one off, why not? But I just think sometimes we do need to dumb it back that simple when we're building a 6-leg parlay that's just, so top heavy, right? Yeah. 10th place is 1% or whatever of first place. We're literally playing for one spot. Why can't it be a Rodgers stack that gets us there, right?
Yeah, it's a good point. Mark, sorry, go ahead, Numi.
No, just especially with Mark's laying out how gross this slate is and how just the options are down there. Yes, there's some games, but those fail or don't get there, and then all of a sudden everything's on an even playing field. So
yeah,
totally agree with it.
Yeah, you mentioned the Lions and Cowboys as well, right, Mark? Yeah, I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on this.
Okay, so let's start with what the field is probably doing in drafts and what they're going to probably do in DFS. And they're probably going to be Dak is coming back. They're just automatically going to throw the ball around. I think that is, I don't want to say foolish, but I don't think that we should immediately assume that's going to be the case. The Cowboys have been under league average in pass rate over expectation in every single game this season. So that's important. Their overall pass rate is 55%. So that's important to realize. And I don't think that it is solely due to the fact that Cooper Rush was their quarterback. The other piece to that is CeeDee Lamb is probably going to be extremely, extremely popular, both in DFS and in best ball. Is he a first round pick for 1-2 turns, something like that?
Yeah, he's back end. Yeah, he's 12.
Yeah.
12 ADP. So he's going in the back end second kind of.
Okay. So, and then in DFS, it's on DraftKings, we have nobody at the wide receiver position to pay up for this week. It's Jamar Chase is the top wide receiver on the slate. So when we're thinking about the psychology of that, it's highly likely that CeeDee Lamb is going to grab some ownership both in best ball and in DFS. We think about what the shift to, or I guess what the return of Dak Prescott means. It's Dak is a above average NFL quarterback. He is going to go through his progressions and he's not going to force things. When you compare that to Cooper Rush, who is first read quarterback, get the ball out. It's we know kind of what Cooper Rush is going to be looking for if they're throwing the ball. It's he's going to be looking for his top wide receiver, which is CeeDee Lamb.
Right.
So the fact that CeeDee Lamb has averaged 10 targets over this season is a nod to that they really don't have anything else. Michael Gallup didn't come back until 2 games ago. He hasn't really been fully healthy. And they have Noah Brown as the opposing wide receiver. And then Dalton Schultz has been hurt in and out of the lineup for the last 4 weeks. So it's they really don't have much else.
Yeah.
So
it's also a nod to Cooper Rush tunnel vision, right? Where
exactly.
It's he locks on to first read no matter what.
Exactly. So all of that combined with the fact that the Cowboys can win this game on their offense pretty much however they want. They're playing the Lions, who are shitty against the pass or shitty against the run. Their secondary is getting shredded. Their linebackers are giving up second level yards to running backs. when we think, like, look at the macro of this game, it's highly likely that Ezekiel Elliott is going to see 18 to 22 carries. And it's highly like he looked better last week than I have seen over the past 2 seasons. Like,
I kind of agree with that. Yeah.
Good. Like, he has not looked good on the ground for 2 full seasons. He scored a touchdown without being touched from the 12-yard line. Like, that has not happened over the past 2 years.
That hasn't happened since getting paid, basically.
Dude, yes.
Yeah.
So, like, yes, Tony Pollard is there, but, like, Tony Pollard is going to see, like, 8 to 12 touches. He's going to be involved, right? But he is not going to take away Zeke from seeing 18 to 22 opportunities here.
Mm-hmm.
Zeke is very much like a yardage and touchdown back at this point in his career. He is not seeing pass game usage. He has like 7 or 9, I think it's 9 targets through their first 5 games, something like that. Did they just come off? I don't know. Anyway, no, they didn't come off their bye, so they played 6. So regardless, it's like 1.7 targets per game is Zeke right now. So he's very much a yardage and touchdown back. But like that can win on a week like this where it's like there's not a ton of like sure thing running back options. CMC is kind of taken off the table for us. Like we don't have like Nick Chubb isn't on this slate. Like
no, he's on. He
is.
He's
okay.
On. Yeah.
So there's a lot of,
but there's
like,
basically Jacobs, there's Lenny, there's a little bit of Mixon late, there's Dameon Pierce getting some push.
Here, Chubb's here, but like this slate shapes up to where like these lower tier yardage and touchdown kind of back guys can pop for 102 and be optimal. And Zeke is kind of like fully that guy for me this week.
Interesting. Yeah, I like that shout. And it's a really nice pivot off of. I haven't written your. Blah, blah, blah. I haven't read your chalk-based article yet. If you've written it, not yet.
That
tomorrow
comes out tonight. Yep.
Okay, sounds good. But for me, like CeeDee Lamb is in all the optimals on DK. Yep. CeeDee Lamb is through and through cash game chalk right now. I think Zeke might represent a really nice leverage pivot in those contests. And I think the same can be said in Underdog because Zeke's basically going undrafted and CD goes, his ADP has got steamed over the course of the week. Shout out Chad for the data. But basically his ADP and Dak has moved up 6 spots over the course of the week. And CeeDee Lamb is the second highest riser who has gone up to 4.3 spots over the course of this week. So if we're looking for one-off leverage late in drafts, I think you nailed it with Zeke. As gross as it sounds, I mean, if we take the film bro takes from last week, looks better, this kind of stuff. The midriff's a little slimmer. Oh, here we go. But I do like that shout. It could be Zeke week. Like, why not Zeke in that environment, right?
Yeah,
guys, anything?
You just pair him with like Amon-Ra St. Brown, and you have like all the leverage in the world from that game.
Yeah, I like that. Any other things to add there, Numi?
Yeah, I'll just say that again. That's as he's doing this whole thing, I have right under my one-offs, and how I did it was I just went in this morning and I kind of just tried to find leverage pieces and seeing CeeDee Lamb at 12, and then just doing a little research. Detroit has the 31st rush DVOA. 28th in PFF and rush grade. So one little nugget that I just want to say is I think like Zeke and Pollard, I both love. Zeke obviously more. The one thing about Pollard, I think he's he's someone that I'm going to try and target a lot in the goal line stands because of how deep the player pool is. But Pollard has scored the 28th most fantasy points in a running back this season. He is 3rd in rush grade PFF, and he has he's 5th in yards after contact. So he's been balling. Wow. So like even with those minimal touches, he can get there against. I mean, they're a heavy favorite against the Lions. So if they get up and just run, like he can get there. So I think, especially in the 12-man drafts, Pollard is someone that's very, very viable. Now in the 6-mans, I agree. I have Zeke written first, but it's like with the volume and with the projectable floor and all that, like. And then potentially the ceiling, I think Zeke is going to be the play in the 6-man. But in those 12-man, I really like Tony Pollard.
That's a great point.
That.
Yeah,
I really like that.
Yeah, love the shout for the 12-man. That's what makes those 12-mans fun, is finding that type of value. And I think, like you said, John, just to kind of tie a bow on it, the fact that it feels gross should make us feel more excited to play Zeke because
great point.
Everyone's on the Zeke is wash train, and he let's be real. He is.
To be fair, he's looked pretty washed until last week. Yeah.
But the thesis on Zeke has always been isn't like he's going to go 180 on 22 touches and score 2 touchdowns. The thesis on Zeke was the offense is in a really good game environment and he's going to fall into the end zone twice with 80 yards on his side. And I think Dak represents their ability to get the ball down there and then him fall in. So I do think this does. I mean, the more and more you guys talk through it, the more and more you're twisting old John Boy's rubber arm in the direction of Zeke, right?
Yeah, and I think like when we were talking about, when you brought up the volume dependent CMC, like Zeke is the guy that is volume. Like we want Zeke to get that volume, and then with that volume literally fall into the end zone. That 12-yard rush untouched. That's kind of this like did that just get ported over from his like rookie highlight tape, and they all of a sudden it's like is this wrong? But yeah, because when you see Zeke, it's normally he gets touched and then he's just falling, like his back is to the opposite side of the field and he's just kind of falling. That is Zeke's runs, and he's like, oh, got 5 yards, let's do it again. Like whatever, like that's Zeke. So
let's I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk Chargers Seahawks. I think that's one, and that's where I kind of want to pivot into I want to hear your guys' takes on a couple one-offs and a couple points of leverage, because my one-off is in that game. And my one-off is, attacking this 50-point total. We haven't seen the Chargers fully do it. We've seen a bunch of Eckler weeks, basically, but we haven't seen a full healthy Chargers team, and we probably won't for the rest of the year because they're missing Slater on the offensive line, and that offensive line's been really bad. Yeah. But I really like me some one-off Keenan Allen. Going undrafted, he gets all the exact same kind of area yard receptions as Eckler does. Eckler is going as number 1 running back. He's going in the top 3 picks. He's the 3rd highest steamed ADP on the week. And I think Keenan Allen represents a lot of leverage off of the very easy Herbert plus Mike Will stack and off the very thrusted up Austin Eckler draft stock. What do you guys think?
So just like the boots on the ground, like in the draft lobby's take is that like, this game is chalk. Whereas like a lot of these guys are going to be like 16% in the tournament, AKA like drafted in every lobby. But it's not as expensive as like you might think, other than, Austin Eckler is like a top 3 pick right now with Andrews falling. So that is like the most expensive piece, but otherwise, like a lot of the pieces of this game aren't that expensive. I will say with Keenan, like, we do get like swap equity if he doesn't play. And I am a little worried because of the fact that like they have the bye week next week and it's Keenan Allen, and like, bless his heart, he's had a really good stretch of being like healthy, but like, we know like his history, we know the track record. Yeah, exactly. So I'm like not necessarily like, I'm not like off of him just because like we have swaps and like wide receiver is a little bit gross this week. But like, that's definitely like a fun angle to play. I am really into right now taking naked Geno or naked Herbert, like not even like worrying about stacking them. And just because I think they're going to be stacked like a lot. And I think that they can score a lot of points. And like they're like having Mike Will like on a Herbert blow up week, and if Keenan doesn't play, is probably like gonna be a must. But it's just to me, I'm just like trying not to force these stacks as much, just because this game is chalky, but it's not expensive chalk. Like the ancillary pieces here are very, very affordable in these draft rooms.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was gonna say is like looking at the Seattle side, like fairly easy to get. Like very easy to get, and my one-off was actually Tyler Lockett, like my favorite one-off in this game. So that's been my approach. It's strictly due to the Kenneth Walker and DK Metcalf ADPs, and I see Tyler Lockett with a 35.1. I'm like, that's who I wrote down. So curious your thoughts, though, Mark.
I like that squeaky wheel narrative too, where it's like he was chalk last week, and now people are going to be afraid to go back to the well on him because they're like, we got burnt last week.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
I'm going to say my piece here with this game, and then I got to get going, guys. Okay. But the very clear top 2 plays on Seattle are Kenneth Walker and DK Metcalf from a matchup and game flow expected perspective. The very clear best on paper plays from the Chargers are Austin Eckler and Mike Williams. So like the chalk here, I think, is sharp chalk. And I don't know, at least from a DFS perspective, I know it's a little bit different on Underdog when you have a lot more to think about as far as like theoretics. But as far as DFS, this is a spot where I don't think that I will be overthinking this week, just because the on-paper plays are so good. You look at like Kenneth Walker is the guy in Seattle, and he's going against the Chargers defense that is allowing like unreal, like 6+ yards per carry this year to opposing backfields. It's real bad. On the flip side, like Austin Eckler, we know he is like the main cog in the red zone. We know he's gonna be limited to 60 to 65% snap rate, but we know like his red zone role is so elite. And then Keenan Allen is interesting for me because based on his ADOT and based on how he's utilized from the Chargers, he needs volume to hit 100 yards and score. And then he's going to need to get in the end zone as well. Like a guy like Mike Williams, where it's like a little bit further down the field ADOT, he can do a little bit more with each target. It was so maddening watching that game last weekend where it was like Mike Williams was not being involved on the sideline until like the end of the game.
Well, it's interesting that they just gave the treatment of like, oh yeah, I just can't go over there. It's like, oh, that one-on-one versus Surtain, like, no, just can't even try it. You know, like it's a bit bizarre. It's like, no, trust your alpha wide receiver, and then you see him, push the pace and throw that sideline ball at that, nearing the end of the game.
Yeah.
And Mike Williams damn near gets 2 toes in and makes this ridiculous catch, and it's like, well, why haven't you just been forcing targets to your talent all afternoon or all evening?
Yeah, so that's an interesting spot as well. The Seahawks are very clearly like, if they're going to score points, it's probably going to be through Ken Walker, DK Metcalf, and/or Tyler Lockett. The Chargers, like, they have a lot more avenues to scoring points here. So, and it's like they should be able to do whatever they want in this game. So, narrowing down like what exactly that is probably futile. Like we shouldn't be wasting brain power to figure that out. I would just spread exposure to all the top guys.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think it's a game environment that we want pieces of, and we just spread around the top guys. And yeah, I think we just have to be mixing this game basically.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, you good? Or are you?
Yeah, I got to bounce, boys.
All right.
Sounds good.
Appreciate the insight. Good luck this weekend. Everybody check out the Chalk article. Comes out tonight. Tomorrow morning you'll read it. Yeah.
Thanks, Mark. Have a good weekend, boys. Man.
Have a good one, Mark.
Thanks, buddy. All right. Okay. Well, next time we'll let Mark speak first, and then he won't dunk all over our Keenan Allen and Tyler Lockett takes. All right, guys. Can we agree on that? We'll let Mark go first.
I don't know. I feel pretty attacked right now. I don't even know how I'm going to continue the show. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, after I agreed with this first dude.
Willis appreciating this brand strong. Don't worry, man. You're the Zeke tout. We respect that. We'll give you your shine.
It's Zeke week, baby. Let's go.
2 things I want to bring up here. Paul brings up this one. Lindsley was, they'll get some help back on the offensive line. I think it was an illness last week. Like it was an illness and then like a late week injury in practice or something like that, or vice versa. Injury in practice, then an illness, and then whatever. So good thing that he'll be back there for them. Just, I mean, not that you're really scared of this Seahawks defensive front, but getting some reinforcements on that offensive line. I want to... Nez brought up a point about the graphics like so blurry when I stretch it. Nez brought up a point about the stacking and how he thinks the most stacked player will be Herbert this week and running him naked. And what I wanted to bring up was the data that Chad has done through, I believe it was 60-ish drafts, something like that. And he brings up the fact that Justin Herbert is stacked or run back 44% of the time. And the only other person on this chart, like granted, small sample size, the only other people on this chart are Michael Gallup, who's like a clear run back, Rashad Bateman, Michael Gallup, who's like a pure late stack, Rashad Bateman, who's like a pure late stack with Lamar because people are having trouble getting Lamar Andrews. But then the other one the most obvious one is Brady and Herbert. So Brady and Herbert are kind of like the two that are available in the middle of the draft. Sorry, that graphics, I can't make it any better.
You explained it beautifully, so
okay,
you made up
just
for it.
take my word for it that 44% of Herbert teams are being stacked and or run back. So that can be and it's because of the ease of ability to do so because of the quarterback's ADP is kind of just all I'm getting at.
Yeah, like it.
And the run back options are super cheap too. So
Yeah,
it
good
just
point.
like it just like it's easily there. Brady being stacked makes sense. Like you really don't want naked Brady. And now that like CMC's out, I mean that point I think the spread moved like 1 point with CMC being out, which is like kind of funny. But like I'm not gonna like read too much into that and do a running backs don't matter take because that's foolish. But you have to think that like that makes this game less appealing for the Tampa Bay pass catchers, right?
Yeah, I would tend to agree. Yeah. I mean, the fact that there's basically no one on the other side to push them, they are an offense that's probably going to play fast. They're probably going to throw a lot and they're probably going to keep their foot on their gas, but there is a chance that they go up 28-0 in like kind of the first half. And maybe that's enough to get home on this slate, given so many low totals across the slate. But there is a chance that they go up like, 28-0, 28-3, and then they just shut it down, You go all of a sudden it's Scotty Miller and Otten and whoever else is out there running routes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it just seems to me like I only want the ground pieces and in the goal line stand. Here you go, free money. Here you go. Listen up, Rachaad White in a goal line stand.
Ooh, I mean, I don't hate that in any regard. I do not hate that in any regard.
If they get up, like why would they like keep like using Lenny, like smashing him into the line? Why they've shown the willingness to use Rachaad White more. I really don't smell upset at all here. So that's kind of been like my zero RB play if I go that route in the goal line stand.
Yeah, the CMC deal kind of iced one of my sneaky. I was stashing a little 2 quarterback leagues where they hoard all the quarterbacks. Like I'm in a league where like Taylor Heineke is kept and Cooper Rush is still owned and all this stuff. And I was on this little sneaky, hey, Sam Darnold's coming back next week train. And I was like, Sam Darnold's coming back. And I was literally grasping at straws. But that kind of the CMC news kind of ruined that stash for me. Numi, other game environments, anyone we haven't hit on? Let's do some drafts here, but any other ones you haven't hit on yet or anyone you want to bring up?
I wrote down a little, I'll just say one, I'll make it quick. Just like a kind of like a cheap gross stack. That was Trevor Lawrence and Evan Ingram.
Okay. Yeah. I could see that.
And the nuggets behind it, I'll give you it. So, basically the Jags, facing the Giants, 10th worst secondary. Lawrence has a 5.6 big time throw rate against man defenses compared to zone, and Giants run near 50% of their pass plays are man. So, and then also Evan Ingram, I'll start it off because it's not that big of a deal, but revenge narrative going against the Giants.
Oh,
put that in
yes, of course.
He has scored over the last 2 weeks. He's 11th in tight end scoring. He has a 69 or 67.9 receiving grade against man defense. And the Giants have employed zone defense just 3 more times than man on all pass plays this entire season. So
nice.
Like basically
that's awesome.
They're a lot better against man, Lawrence and Ingram. And even a fun little nugget that was in here, his 3 pass targets to zone, he hasn't even caught them. They've all been drops. So for what it's worth, he will put up points when it's man defense. So that's one little thing I like. And you can even one thing I've just, again, this is all me going off of I did early in the drafts. It's kind of like that. How many people would do Saquon and then maybe that Trevor Lawrence
Lawrence
because
stack. Yeah,
that game can go anywhere, and the offense runs through Saquon. As much as Daniel Jones is starting to get better we've seen it. The eye test is he's making the throws. He's showing he can, make the right reads and stand in there, but it runs through Saquon. So yeah. I like that.
No, I like that show. Yeah, that's a good one. Nez, any other gross ones you want to add or any other one-offs or whatever you've been thinking of?
Yeah, I was really thinking about Brandon Ayuk a lot this week.
Okay.
I didn't think that he was being taken like nearly enough for my liking in this game environment. I know that like he just like came off like a big game, but doesn't seem like that was coming into play like I thought it would this week.
Mhm.
So I think this game like reaches its total and hits the over, and I like Ayuk being a part of that before CMC gets into town and kind of ruins what projectability we have here.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I'll just name one more before we draft quick. Another tight
Yeah,
end.
absolutely,
Just
man.
because this tight end slate is very interesting to me.
Yeah.
With Mark Andrews now questionable and him slipping, we don't know all that. Like with basically now, with Kelsey. So if you don't
He
get
did practice today. Sorry, I just want to say that Mark Andrews did practice.
Andrews did?
Today.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep, that's
Oh,
good to know.
good. Yeah,
17
because
minutes
his
ago.
ADP was sliding a little bit. I want to bring up a graphic on that too, actually. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, with those tight ends, you got to find the tight ends that are just different. You know what I mean? And one that I really like after looking at some stuff is Hayden Hurst. Again, revenge narrative, but for me, it's he plays the Falcons, who have allowed the 5th most fantasy points to tight ends, including the 3rd most receiving yards, 438, and he has 5 red zone catches, which is tied for 7th most among all tight ends.
So nasty.
So, and then over the last 3 weeks, he's also been tied for 11th most fantasy points. Or he's 11th on the season and 7th in the last 3 weeks. So he's trending up when he's got healthy and he's gotten more looks, and he's a focal point of that. Not a focal point, but he's part of that offense, receiving 5 red zone catches. So I think that's another little late round thing you can do. If maybe instead of doing the Chase and Burrow, you do that and Burrow, or you tag him on for a 3-man. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no, I like that. That's a good shout. Yeah, good call, Nimmy. Mark, working off the clock, he just sent me a little tweet here that Scott Barrett put out to reinforce our CeeDee Lamb take, and I think I'm kind of pushing myself off CeeDee Lamb with all this. I was kind of on that game environment and trying to get him with Amon-Ra and him with Swift and doing that sort of thing. But CeeDee Lamb's last 6 games with Cooper Rush, 16.6 fantasy points per game. His last 6 games with Dak Prescott, 9.3 fantasy points per game. Dalton Schultz, last 6 games with Dak Prescott, 14.3 fantasy points per game. So I think what that's illuminating, and shout out Scott Barrett for the tweet and Mark for sending it over, it is just I think it's illuminating the fact that the slot target that Dak looks at is Schultz, not CD. And the way the offense operates with Dak in there is CD on the boundary more so than in the slot where he feasts, kind of deal. And we do expect Schultz this week. I don't know, just throwing it out there.
It's a bummer. It's a bummer because I really like CD.
Like Mark said, with just Dak being an above average quarterback and making the reads, he's not going to force that in there. He's going to take that little chunk yard with Dalton Schultz, more likely than not. So
or swing past to Pollard, or he's going to see something else that Cooper Rush would just be tunnel visioning, right? Yeah.
Are you ready?
Wait. Sal's calling out bad stat. Cooper was there for 5 of those games. That's a good point. Oh, not Cooper Rush, Amari Cooper. That's actually a legit point. Yeah. So Amari Cooper was there for 5 of those games. I like that narrative. Good nugget there.
Thank
Silas.
you. Yeah, saving me because dude, you know me and my projectable floors, man. I think CD just like that's easy double digit game. Double digit game.
There's a reason he's cash game chalk amongst the optimals and amongst a bunch of smart people, right? Like we don't necessarily have to overthink that all the time, but the fact that his ADP's been steamed up like 5 or 6 points over the course of the week, whatever it was. I mean,
he's
Can you guys see this one? Okay, this is one thing I want to bring up because it's very different than in previous weeks, and it's something that Chad brought to my attention, is the fact that there is no consensus 101 this week. These are just from his drafts, precursor, small sample size, put something in the swear jar for that shit. But like, it's pretty incredible to see that throughout his drafts, he's seen 7 different players go the 101. And of those 7 different players, some of them have fallen as far as 6, 17, Like Mahomes goes 1 or 17. Jamar Chase went 2 or 14. Devontae Adams 1 or 13. So it's just interesting to note that of all the weeks to not get tethered to ADP, I think this is one of them. Don't be afraid to get weird with it, because I think in the past we were kind of like, Josh Allen's 30-point floor, Cooper Kupp's 20-point floor, whatever with those first picks. And if they're there, you have to take them because you're not going to get another opportunity to take them. I think this week might be very different than that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, there's like nothing really cemented as far as like who our best players are. Like this makes perfect sense to me. I love that like Chad's been like hitting you up and like sending you this. Like shout out Chad. Like this is like phenomenal. Like to be able to look at this, because like this is like through 60 drafts, that is enough to like start to like draw trends. And the fact that there's no consensus here, like. Yeah, don't worry. Don't be like shackled to ADP. Like read the slate, make your picks, and just like draft how you want to draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it.
I think this is amazing. Willis, do this. Do this when you get it. If you get the Kelce's plus Andrews, anyone can tell you anything about, tight end ceilings and blah, blah, blah. The uniqueness of this build and the fact that you're getting 2 of the potential 101s on the same roster, just fucking do it. So if you have that Kelce Andrews at the 6-7 pick, just click it twice and never think again. I mean, just put it as part of your portfolio and forget it. Does it mean it's going to win? Does it mean it's going to be the best? No, but just do it, right? Yeah, Chad saying he got one of those as well, right?
That's sick.
Feels like a week where you might need to pump volume for the early nut stack. I kind of agree with that. The more combinations that we introduce to potential optimal at the beginning of the drafts, the more we need to be pushing volume. All right, let's do some drafts here, because that's what the people are about. That's what I'm about. I get bored listening to myself speak, so let's do this.
Let's go, baby. Let's see if this thing's going to fill automatically.
Yeah.
Like people are, I was a little too excited.
Yep. It's going to be a friends and family draft.
Yeah. Friends and family. Hey, by the way, if you, now that we are affiliated partners with the good people at Underdog, we'd be remiss not to say that if you enter one Battle Royale this week, you get the 100x boost.
Just one.
Pick'em, just one draft, and you get 100x boost pick'em for next week. So even if you're not going to play this slate this week, even if you're not whatever, just dump one entry in there and get exposure to that 100x. Because what's the classic office line from Kevin, where if anyone gives you 10,000 to 1, you take it. No matter what, on anything. on anything.
Yeah, so the chances are it'll be like tied to like one player, and it's for a pick 5 only, and it's max $5, but like you got to take that. So we'll be chopping that up, talking about our favorite plays with that boost when it comes. So yeah. Let's go.
Get those boosts.
Yeah, after an hour of talking.
They said early next week.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
All right, so we still got the classic double tight end now that Andrews is practicing again.
I keep hearing all this tight end. Yeah, I guess that was before the practice, but I keep hearing all this stuff, and then tight end, boom, boom.
Yep.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Yesterday was the day to draft Mark Andrews. Or today, if you're Willis.
Oh, yeah, prior to the injury.
I think Devontae.
While the injury.
Yeah.
I am really warming up to Devontae with the potential that Foster Moreau is probably going to play over Waller. He's got the doubtful tag now. Renfro already ruled out. And just going old school Devontae alpha game. I've softened my stance on Chase being 101 over him. I kind of like both a lot, but I kind of am leaning in that Adams direction, and I really don't mind pairing Adams with Jacobs.
No, I love that actually. Like,
we know you do.
Okay. Am I wearing it on my face? Did I forgot to take out my Josh Jacobs jersey?
Who's talking about Josh Jacobs?
He said
Tell
Josh
me more
Jacobs.
about Josh Jacobs.
He said Josh Jacobs, and you went.
Resident Stan over here. We meet every Thursday.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Run it back, Nez. Big Mac
Come on,
Hollins
dog.
week. Here we
Don't
go.
don't tempt me. Don't tempt me now.
Oh, tease me with a good time.
Come on. Come
Oh,
on.
you'd love to
He's
see
in
it.
play. He's in play for sure.
And as I say it out loud, as the words came out of my mouth, what do you guys think? Or do you guys like Henry more?
I think if Henry's there, you go Henry. But
What do
Okay.
you think, Numi?
yeah, I think if Henry's there, you definitely go Henry.
Yeah. Just to avoid the same team correlation and
Well-
get the ADP bump kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, and if not, then I think then Jacobs is for sure there. You can maybe talk me into Debo, but I think Jacobs for me.
Yeah, interesting to note that peek behind the curtain, ETR has Jacobs as 101 running back this week and is
Okay.
only one spot ahead of Derrick Henry, but just of note, not that it
And
definitively
think
says anything.
just basically kind of like, I think, like when the draft puts you in puts those players in those spots, like you just got to take them, like even if you don't necessarily want him at that spot, like only way you can normally get him, and not saying for Derrick Henry, but like, just kind of, if you get that combination, I'll take it. And then it's like, if I keep getting it, then I'll back off. But like,
yeah, that makes sense to me. I think what you're trying to say there, Numi, is when the draft gives you lemons, perhaps we make lemonade.
make some Kool-Aid. Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Lemonade
Oh
works.
yeah.
Yeah, lemonade. That's what you make, right? Yeah, no, 100%.
Actually make some delectable lemon bars. Like
Lemon bar, lemon
Delectable.
meringue
Don't forget
pie.
the delectable lemon bars.
Yeah, delectable. That's too big a word for this stream.
Yeah,
you know?
sorry.
Fuck.
Freaking
Nez is in
dictionary over
timeout. Nez is in timeout, man. He go to jail, bad boy.
come on now. All right, we got
I like
decisions.
it.
We got decisions.
Hey, so this is a
Lemon.
shout to, I don't know if anybody picked up on it, but the basketball jersey that I was wearing said that in that picture said lemons. And there was a guy who made all of our rec league teams at university and that sort of stuff. They were all named Lemon Party or Lemons. Classic.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So like I don't like Chubb's ADP here.
Okay.
I don't really like Evans in the low scoring
Yeah,
game.
you guys
I've
make
been,
a pick.
So Pittman for me is like someone I've been taking a lot. Pittman or Mike
Okay.
Will.
Okay, sure. I'll do
The
that.
Browns.
I think I
mean, there's probably-
prefer Mike Will.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. The thing about Pittman that just scares me is like Pittman is our generation's Keenan Allen, in my opinion. Like just like that low A dot, that slant boy, that across the middle. You don't think so? You think he's got that?
I'm not gonna lie, dude. That's not even close.
No?
That's not even close.
No, come on.
Dude.
Oh,
They are so different. They are so different.
Okay. I've used the Michael Thomas comp like so many times on him. What about that one?
I'll give you Mike Thomas. Like he's a
Okay.
big body guy that does a lot on the field. Like
Right.
Like Keenan like Keenan's like Deontay Johnson. That's
okay. Scrap my
Deontay's-
Keenan. I just was trying to get frisky, man. Give
You
me
got
a break.
frisky.
It's
You
Friday.
got
I'm
frisky.
getting
You got
out
frisky.
here.
We just let you
Yeah.
know. We let you know. We put you in your place.
Yeah.
One little Chubb nugget.
Pittman is big body dude, but I don't know. He just doesn't stretch the field in the way in which I thought he would. I
That's
think Alec
fair.
Pierce is becoming that guy for them. No,
He's excited. His rise is exciting. I think that this game can be high scoring, and the fact that they like getting Jonathan Taylor back can definitely like put a hamper on like that like random like boost in neutral pass rate that we just saw from Matt Ryan. But knowing that he can do it and knowing that the Titans are like a sieve in the air is like really exciting for me. So I've been like really trying to get on that wave. I think.
What do you guys think about that? Is that too thin?
No, dude, I like a run back with Las Vegas, but I would.
But you don't want that one.
No. That's fine. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Or Justin Herbert is like.
I would do
I'm
Cooks
thinking.
if we're gonna do a run back with them.
Yeah. You can do both. You can do both. Like they're both viable. Like it's a good talking point that like both of those guys should definitely be on people's radars. Is Damian Pierce and Brandon Cooks. This is like one of my favorite games on the slate to target. Is getting a run back there, and I think that you should run this game back. I think unless you're going solo Jacobs.
I think despite what was said on the stream by Spags and liking the deep ball pass efficiency and stuff like that, that I haven't been taking Pittman this week because I've been taking so much Jonathan Taylor.
That's
the fact
fair.
that Jonathan Taylor is just in the third round, and I don't like pairing them together. Okay, who do we like here? We got to go tight end and quarterback.
We got our onesies here.
How about may I interest
Trevor
you in a little
Lawrence and Evan Ingram.
Mariota?
Sure.
Yeah, I could do that.
I'm totally fine with that. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do a little Pitts Mariota and get a little weird here. I kind of think that can get home, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird to do it without.
He always has a top 4 ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. But they're going to be popular, and now we kind of like we kind of mix it up a little bit. I do like Nico as well. But
yeah,
Mariota always has like such a high ceiling in like on any given slate. And yeah, his floor can also like fall off from underneath him, but he gets so many rushing attempts. And if he's forced to throw, like he has like the chance to like randomly blow up.
Yeah. I mean, we could also take Carr with this. It makes a lot of sense here too. Like that's where my mind was instinctively going, was to go Carr in this build, but then
Carr might make more sense, but
yeah, I don't know.
I think we should go Carr because we kind of like made like a big bet on the game here.
Mm-hmm.
But like a one-off Pitts is fine.
Yeah, I fully agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think when you set up this double, that like Carr is just like the natural play no matter what. But I think we kind of got, I don't know, did we get weird enough to take Carr in this build? I don't know, probably because we paired Jacobs with Adams, like.
And you ran him back with Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think people don't like taking running back and wide receiver, and like for good reason. But I like it in this situation.
How I break it down is kind of like how many people are going to take Adams and Jacobs? How many people are going to take Adams, Jacobs, Carr? And then who's going to run it back with Dameon Pierce?
Right.
Yeah. I don't know how many sickos are out there.
Yeah, I mean, let's just be fair. I just lit $5 on fire, but you know what? It might get home.
$7 coming your way. I got hope.
Oh yeah, dude, this is USD, man. That's like $9 in Canada. I don't even think about that, man.
Let's go. I wonder who Ant's gonna take here. We're not gonna see it because it's gonna go away.
Oh shit! I should have
already
saved
doubtful.
that.
He's already doubtful and he's probably out for a while, but it's confirmed that Wyatt Teller is out, which is a kind of a downgrade, or not a downgrade, but just kind of hurts Chubb since he is their best run blocker.
That's a good
and one of the best run blockers in the NFL. So
that sucks.
I mean, not that one lineman can do it,
well.
But I mean,
no, I think that's really good.
I don't know
the
merit to, you know, I don't know the weed. There's probably analysts out there that know how much it. Yeah, I said Chubb. Yeah, the how much of a like one lineman can impact the, you know, like their running scheme and all that. But I mean, you would think maybe their best run back, you know, it's Wyatt Teller. So I don't know. Just like something interesting to keep in mind. Because I agree also with the Chubb being a little overpriced. Like you said, Nez.
Yeah. His ADP is really high.
I mean, he can get you there, but
Breece Hall didn't get drafted probably because we have a bunch of really smart viewers in our stream with us drafting. But
I love Breece Hall.
This week?
Yeah. Why? You don't like him?
Not this week.
Why?
Not because the Broncos are just like all they do is just play the grossest games possible, and they have a really good defense.
Per projection, he's one of the guys that
I know,
and
that's
ADP.
And that's why, like, I'm excited to fade him because I was hoping that he would be like boosted up more, but like that's just one that I have to disagree with. If I miss, like, that sucks, but to me this seems like
it's just at its 30.1 price. It's not like you're paying much. You're paying a 6th-round price tag for Breece.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like I was hoping that he was going to be taken more, but regardless, like I still don't really want a lot of him.
Okay, I got you now. I thought you were saying that. Okay, mixed up with that there, but that makes sense. I don't know. I like him. I like him there. I also love but I like Lenny for his price too. So,
guys, do we like Courtland Sutton this week?
No.
Okay.
I don't really like a Bronco. I'll be honest with you.
You guys like Andrews here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fine. Returning to his rightful place.
Someone that I'm going to have to, after just looking at his ADP currently and just, I mean, projections and just expected fantasy points, I'm going to have to try and not go all in on Joe Mixon at this point. Like,
Yeah, I kind of agree. That was another name that came to mind for me too.
Yeah.
Is, we keep talking about all those the weighted opportunity associated with Mixon, right?
Yeah.
I think it's time. And this is a good, really good spot for Joe Mixon. And it feels gross. And that's part of the appeal. It sucks. I hate drafting Joe Mixon, but this is the week to click on his name for sure.
He's fallen every single week. I mean, if you just look at his weekly ADP, probably by like end of draft day, it would literally, it's fallen each time. This would be the time to jump on it. So then next week when he's back into the teens, like.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think something that we could do is read macro trends based on our previous results. If we could graph that shit, put it behind the paywall, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. No, I think looking at some of those macro trends is really sharp because you see where the recency bias occurs. You see where the waves in. I think we got to take Jacobs. He falls again to us. I think people don't really want to click on his
this week, man.
Yeah, people don't really want to click on his name other than Nez, and I don't see any reason. I don't see any reason not to take him right here. I think
this is the definition of like a smash pick.
Yeah,
with everything else on the board.
Is. Yeah, I think he's probably one of my favorite plays on the slate. Like if I could bunch that kind of like top 3, 4, 5, I'm really gravitating to Adams, Chase, Andrews, Jacobs. Those are kind of the 4 that at the top of the board. And like Eckler's fine for me. I think Eckler can definitely do it again, but I'm kind of going the passing route in the Chargers area just because of how the draft board falls. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm coming out. I really like the Brady narrative again, though. What do you guys think about this?
I could get down with that.
Sure.
I'm kind of thinking this plus a last round Zeke.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's
you were going. That's what I was hoping
good narrative.
For. To just touch on Jacobs. I mean, the Houston is 29th in rush DVOA, and they are 31st in PFF rush grade. So it sets up for Josh Jacobs, man.
Let's go. Nez and I just spout takes, and Numi just gives us the fucking facts. I love it. Confirmation biased. Yes. Good work, us. Thank you.
Yes,
Numi.
we're so smart.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, what Numi said.
Oh, that's what I'm here for, guys. That's what I'm here. I just read things off of a computer screen.
Damn straight. You're our spreadsheet version.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're gonna take Goff, right? Like I was just throwing it out there. I think we have like to decide what we want to do at QB.
Yeah.
Because I was determine our next pick.
I was going to say that I've been really on the Brady squeaky wheel of like, he was my single entry stuff last week. He was the reason I was min cashing instead of banking contests last week and that sort of thing. But I'm really on this. Oh, well, there goes Godwin. So there goes my narrative. But just kind of like that late Brady 2-man stack. I'm kind of about it. About it.
Yeah. One thing I want to get your guys' opinion on. So again, I'm going to bring up another stat here. Cleveland, 31st in rush DVOA, and we'll pick here. So
what do you guys think about this?
Yeah.
I like it.
Do we take Herbert first? Or do we take
so.
Mike Williams first? Because if we take Herbert first, we have the fallback of Keenan Allen.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, your guy Keenan.
Sure.
So
Daily Dow won't fuck us like that. Come on, he's friend of the show.
We have Cleveland, who's 31st in rush DVOA and 32nd in PFF rush grade, and they're playing the Lamar Jackson-led Ravens. So like, it's more of, do we think Lamar just runs more, or do we think that one of their running backs eats, or it's just kind of like that's just the stats, and they don't have to play like that. But that's just something that interests me as well.
Yeah,
I mean they are just dead last. Down there, so yeah, that sucks.
Damn it.
Yeah, I think it's a Kenyon Drake in a goal line stand type of week.
Yeah,
see, and that's
I think a lot of people are getting
the other
on
contests make it. Yeah, the other but I don't know, man. Like
They were talking on Ship Chasing that like
So
Kenyon
dirty.
Drake's profile like really
That's where it was. Yeah.
fits the Ravens offense like really, really nicely.
Yeah.
He's
Gretch is like,
not-
I can see him go off for like a 4-week stretch where he just does that.
We kind of ship him in this pass catching role, and that's not actually like his strengths.
Do we want to go Metcalf?
Well, here's the thing: if we want to, we don't have to stack Herbert.
Oh yeah.
But I'm okay with the run back. But like I'm just saying, like we have to save a spot for Zeke if we want to
Zeke,
if we want to do that.
It's whatever you guys want. It's either no run back or we just do Zeke and Keenan.
I like Zeke Keenan.
Okay.
So Zeke first then.
Yeah. Oh.
No.
Yeah.
You fucking get in there.
Oh my
God. Fastest fingers in the West, baby. Woo!
Oh my
Yo,
god.
man, I challenge you to a draw.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go.
My anxiety you just had my anxiety spike there. I was like, there's no way he gets that.
24 tables, man. 24 tables of
Here's
fast
a-
fold poker, man. You guys aren't gonna fuck with that. Look at this. Come on.
You play poker?
I heard, someone on the street.
I would be so
100
mad if we.
Yeah, like
Dude,
100 or
play
something. Yeah,
college
10 years,
basketball?
a lot of poker.
Play college basketball.
Went to the Staples Center a lot, something like that. I don't know, some guy around here.
I would have been
Alex,
upset if we autoed into Joe Mixon. That would have. I know we were just excited about it, but that'd be a gross auto.
I mean,
Yeah, the only thing to salvage the Mixon auto there would probably be a Drake London finish.
Yeah.
Like we would have to pivot.
Right?
I don't think
Yeah.
so. Like, so we it's funny because like remember we were talking about how we have to hit these 6-leg parlays and like we're over and now we're out here in our last 2 drafts have just been like correlate, 3-man
Yeah.
with the running back, bring back. Like, what?
Yeah, it's a good point.
We're
It's
out here
really-
preaching 6-leg parlay. And then,
Oh, man, the chat is on one today, and I respect it. Let's go.
Yeah, here we go.
Dude, yeah, I would like to get some Canadian healthcare, but they just basically sent me on my way when I was there.
Yeah, they have.
They said no healthcare for an American.
No.
Pay for your
out you go.
ambulance ride.
Yeah, I heard Chip Chasing had some great guests this week. I think his name was JW. Yeah, he was
that's what
really
I.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was a really good.
he's
guest.
electric. Yeah.
Yeah.
JW is my boy, dude. That's the guy. We got a nice team going. That team's gonna age really well. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can pin your hopes on Jacoby Myers, I mean, I'm about it.
Got to do it.
You guys want to run one more here?
I got
Yeah,
time
should
for one more.
Should we do a hoops
Yeah.
for the fellas?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding
Hoop
me?
guys?
Are you guys? I don't know if you guys heard.
Yeah.
That,
you guys heard?
that missed a good boy.
Let's do it. Let's audible. Let's audible. Let's do
Have
it.
you guys heard? I'm not sure the people have heard. The people, you know what? No. $25. Let's go.
Oh well,
man.
let's see. It might take a minute to fill, but let's see who we got. If we can get.
It's gonna be an instant now that Nez said it.
25
What is up with
bucks,
these fetching
no-
drafts? I've had this happen for like 5 minutes at times, and then I'll reset it,
Servers,
and then
yeah.
I'll come
Okay,
back in. And I'll just...
we'll set a timer here for
Oh, it's
3
filling.
minutes.
It's filling, dude. These people.
Yeah.
We got a
We're
bunch of sickos.
influencers.
Some
Yeah,
good
the
fellas in the
influencers are
chat.
waiting. Yeah.
Are we? Oh,
No.
Yeah.
Answered your own question.
You guys
Answered
gonna
your own
indulge us?
question.
No, not this week. You can if you want. Like, go ahead, play like the shiny new toy with the long hair. But I'm good.
Freezer was in the $5 one.
You don't
Should
say.
we body bag him?
This man
Loves the
Hoppers.
hoops.
No, he loves the hops.
Loves
he's
the
always
hoppers,
saying. He's
dude.
always
Yeah,
saying hops. Like, bro, what is your keyboard
Hoppers
broke? It's
freaking-
hoop. It's hoop. What's going on? Like,
He's excited. He's
Uh.
excited to. He misses an O. He's excited. He hits the P.
all right, the dunk is an L, dude. It's an L.
All right, fine. $25 back to me.
And
One
Silas
more
is in
goal
there,
line.
One
stand.
more goal
Oh,
line.
Yo, you guys
shit.
wanna do it?
Actually,
Get in
yeah,
there, get in,
yeah. We
get in,
don't
get
do
in,
a lot
get
of a lot of these, so that
All
would
right,
be
fine.
fun.
Let's
All right,
go.
Silas,
Good
there
shout,
you go.
Silas.
Thank you.
We appreciate that, Silas. Also, I like that. I was just scrolling through the chat, and when we're talking about, there's no one good on the show, so I did not even pick up Silas just going the shade. We just had Silas on yesterday. Oh, that was great. That was great.
Wait, what? I don't even follow what you're talking about.
Earlier in the show, we were talking about how there's no one good. We've had no good takes on the show. No one speaks any good knowledge. Now we finally have Mark on, and that was right away.
No, that wasn't.
That was us. That was strictly us.
We're referring to us.
Look, yeah, I know. I'm picking that up, but I'm just saying.
Sorry to poke holes in your joke. I apologize.
No, we got to battle that with Freezer here.
Damn straight.
He's everywhere.
For some reason, okay, like how I used to do this with poker, where people's certain screen names, you picture them in your head. You're like, what's this person like? I'm playing 5 hours a day against Black Banana, right? Like Black Banana was just like a sicko on Full Tilt Poker back in the day. And I was like, what does Black Banana look like?
Rent-free in your head.
From the Ukraine. Like, what does this guy's face look like? Is it a guy? Is it a girl? Is whatever. Whenever I see Feed the Freezer, all I think is Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Batman vs. Robin when he's Mr. Freeze. That's all I think about. And I see Feed the Freezer and I'm like, fucking Mr. Freeze is back. Mr. Freeze.
I thought it was you that said the young kid with his freaking 50 monitors and his crypto stocks and his everything.
Yeah.
That's what I imagine when I see Freezer. I just imagine in a dark den with literally the TVs on the wall and everything hooked up to each click is just, he has everything hotkeyed. It's just, that's what I imagine for Freezer.
Oh, why is it going to a clip? Oh, monetization.
To get monetized. Yeah, we got to get it monetized. Oh, God.
We don't even have monetization set. I've never seen this.
That's creepy. That's going to be in my.
Whoa. Okay. We'll take Mark Andrews at 4.
Yeah. And a goal line stand. Yes.
Don't
sir.
mind if I do. Don't need that to be stacked. Yo, there's Freezer. Collecting his paying the rake over
his
here.
Binks,
and he's collecting his championship binks right over here. That's Freezer, baby.
That's great. Now that's all I'm gonna be thinking of. Now that you put, I can't. How am I gonna get that image out of my goddamn head?
You can't. You can't get it out of your head. This is Feed the Freezer. He's beaten us in NBA. He's beaten us in football. He's beaten us in hockey. And this is him just right off the ice. He's ready to go. Right.
That's great. That's a hell of a diamond, by the way.
Yeah, he's just in everything, dude. He's in my PGAs. Come on, dude.
Yeah, I'll multi-table and he's multi-tabling with me. Just I hope, it's fun. I hope he has the same respect for us that we do for him. He probably sees us and he's
probably,
let's go.
Dude,
these noobs.
He's not even in the lobbies because I can tell his picks will go down. All of a sudden it'll go to 5 seconds left. And I'll be in him with different sports and lobbies. And all of a sudden he'll just go, oh, tap. And he's like, oh, I joined that one. I got to tap. He's literally just multi in all of these. Oh, see that.
This is the South Park meme. Mike's he's like the dude, Hungry Man or Pizza Pocket in his mom's basement. Nah, Freezer's too sharp for that. Freezer hits the gym, man. Freezer's shredded. I know Freezer's shredded.
All right, now
he's probably got a treadmill.
He's got a treadmill desk. Yeah, he's got a treadmill desk. He's just running and he's just clicking 15 screens.
Yeah, day trading at the same time, watching, swinging, day trading, doing all of it. Yeah.
I remember meeting online players and then going to the World Series or going whatever and hey, what's your screen name, man? And then being so disappointed when I met some of them. I was like, oh, I gave you so much credit. I thought you were.
Oh man.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
have you guys done any goal line? This is my first goal line stand, admittedly, this week. Have you guys, been gravitating to any stocks any stacks at the end, any kind of off the board stuff?
I've gotten really wacky in these. I've gotten let's see here, two Brady's in here, which I'm feeling less confident about, but I don't want to FUD myself just because CMC's out doesn't mean that Brady wasn't going to do what he was always going to do. But Keenan Allen in here is a lot of fun, and Noah Fant as well. I'm really into in this week in this matchup where 50-point total, everything we talked about. But now that we got Mark Andrews, we don't have to go that weird. But
yeah, fair enough. But still, I think it's a good shout. Just a guy who kind of emerged last week, I mean, that we all loved, not all loved, but we all thought he was like that second class of tight end, right? Where he was going to be tight end 10 through 12 and sometimes thrust above that. And it was like, hey, he's got a chance to like move up the board if they're always trailing and they're basically being the exact team they are right now, was the narrative for Noah Fant to get home. And for whatever reason, they just haven't utilized him. And then all of a sudden last week, he leads the team in targets and what's going on here. So maybe it's a thing, maybe it's sticky. Maybe it's week over week. Like we'll see going forward, but just an interesting nugget and name for you to throw out there. I like that.
Yeah. There's a small trend in him like getting better usage. So I'm into it. This seems like a good matchup as any for him to like finally get home and score a touchdown. But we'll see what our next pick brings up for us, just because these. Like none of my teams that I have, like I feel really strongly about. Like I have like a Wan'Dale Robinson team. Like it's been like pretty dire straits toward the ends of these drafts.
Fair enough.
You got to get creative.
Freezer's going to steal my pick right here. I'm 1,000% certain of it, but I'm not going to queue it up yet. Freezer's going to take the pick 1,000% right here. But if he doesn't, I'm pulling.
We're up next. I want to see if he's listening. Let's find out if he's listening. What is
my pick right now? My pick right now is Jonathan Taylor, like without a doubt. But Freezer's going to take it 1,000% of the time.
Let's see, Freezer. You won't. Let's
tempt him. Let's tempt him.
Look at him. That's Jonathan Taylor. He's looking at Jonathan Taylor right there. Like, oh,
yeah,
baby.
He's a little meme of Jonathan Taylor right there.
Yeah, oh baby. What am I going to do? Auto.
He's just got. Oh,
Joe Mixon. That's right.
All right. Maybe he's a friend of the show. He's a friend of the show. He's watching. He's like, yo, I respect this guy sometimes in my lobbies. Like, blah, blah, blah.
I don't want to. Yeah, I know he wants to take this guy. I think he was trying to put us off his scent by not stealing our pick. So
I don't care what Nez says about timing and stuff like this. At the end of this show, I'm sneaking in a $5 hoops. Nez I can boot him. You know, he's gone. We're doing hoops, man. I'm a hoops guy. I'm sneaking in that extra 5 minutes for the people. The people want the hoops. I'm a hoops guy now.
Oh man, my lunch. You're gonna make me wait. It's fine.
Yeah. You guys are running on fumes. I'm coming off that hot smoothie breakfast on the West Coast here. It's still 10 a.m. Still feeling vibrant. Life. You know, I'm living life. You know, haven't even hit the gym yet. Barely walked the dog. Like I'm full of that spit and vinegar, as the kids say. In 1963.
Spit and vinegar. Jeez. What does that even mean?
I don't know. It's what fucking old people say.
Never heard an elder.
You've never heard that? Like piss and vinegar, spit and vinegar? Like you're full of like full of beans, like full of no? Yeah. Oh my god.
Piss and vinegar I've heard of, but not spitting. That's spitting.
Oh, like spit's like the PG version, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what your grandma would say, right?
Yeah. That's actually that makes more sense.
What your grandma?
Yeah. See, we fellow normal person on the show here, Willis, understands. So Silas has an interesting team here with the DJ Moore bring back before the news. That could happen. That could.
Yeah.
It's what better time than the pass funnel there.
I kind of like taking DK and setting up that maybe I'm out of my element here. Maybe Gino did go. Oh, he did. Never mind.
I still don't mind DK. Like I can still do it. Like we kind of are at the mercy of like what's available to us, and we're also like we locked up a running back. I'm cool with DK.
What about Godwin and hoping Brady comes back? Is that too far fetched?
No.
Okay. Whatever. We went into
that idea. Yeah.
No, I mean it was.
I would have been okay with it.
Yeah, I would have been fine with it. I don't think Brady makes it back. There's 3 quarterbacks. It would have to go through 4 players who don't have a quarterback yet. I'm kind of my mind right now. The back of my mind right now is kind of pushing in that Trevor Lawrence. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that it's definitely in play. Mm-hmm. The quarterbacks, like just the slate in general, is like we keep saying it's gross and everything. Like I think you're gonna have to like push yourself into some uncomfortable territory at quarterback, especially to like give yourself a shot of being unique and getting home. So I like the Lawrence play here. And then what would be your prep? Like, would you want to stack them? And if so,
I think with Kirk, I think Kirk is. I think Kirk is a nice narrative this week in the same vein that Numi talked up Evan Ingram. Like just Kirk for beating man coverage, being kind of the focal point of that offense. I don't know if we're going to see both Zay Jones and Marvin Jones back. I think we might miss one of them still. Don't quote me on it, but I think it's within the range of possibilities. And I don't know, like Kirk kind of saved his week last week with just like the one touchdown, but like he's been like that double-digit target guy for that offense, and now they finally get. I don't know, maybe this Giants team is better than we're all giving credit, but we think the wheels are going to fall off this Giants team at some point in time, do we not?
They're not even favored against the Jaguars.
Right. And they're a 4-1 team or 5-1 team. 4-1? 4-1, they had the bye after London? No? I can't recall. Something like that. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
Yeah, a little puck here. I'm feeling hoops today. I'm feeling a hoops.
Oh no! Did we?
I'm trying.
It's his run. It's his run back.
Oh, you got Lockett. You're fine. You could have went Fant.
Could have went Fant. Famous last words. Hey, this Cutler
Hey,
guy.
I know Ned's got my back on that Fant play.
Oh, we got to bring this.
There's two things.
There's two things we got to bring up here. It was brought up in the chat earlier. Let me scroll up. But like, you know how we clowned the Gmail boomer guy? So the Gmail boomer guy, all of a sudden, like he might just be a troll screen name, and I'm all about it because he was at the top of the leaderboard for a little bit in the football last night. He then won a bit of the basketball the previous night, or I don't know, did he win the contest or he came second or something in the NBA one? So he's won.
He came second in NFL, the Battle Royale, right?
Yeah. So second in the BR NFL, then like second in the NBA, or maybe first in the NBA. One of those two. Like the guy's taken like damn near 30 dimes out of these games in a week with his @Gmail handle. And
load up the Gmail.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, like, can I change my Rotorun @Gmail? Let's go. Let's get a little respect on this Gmail name. I think maybe he's a baller. He might be a player.
Yeah, I'm trying to find.
He recently earned a badge too. He wasn't He didn't have a badge before, and
he took down the first night the NBA 10K to
there you go. So he's taking that's 15K in the battle. I mean, just watch his stream. What the shit are you guys doing here?
That's 30. That's 10K in that, and then I don't know, did he tie for second in that one? Yeah, so that's 20.
Yeah,
he's
like
balling.
He's just out here like, is this all?
He's like, are these
easy?
games this fucking easy?
Easy
What
are we
so
doing?
Yeah.
They have a
like
show for this?
Me playing baseball for the first month. These guys this dumb? This is incredible.
That's a nice pick by Silas.
Except the only thing for us is like that you can get third in that contest, and that's like our
Swift.
That's our first place prize pool over there in baseball.
Yeah, baseball was a grind. Baseball was a grind to make any like real money. That's why I just kind of stopped. Yeah, I love it.
Well, I feel like that kind of happens, in a lot. Like NBA will get to that grind. Like, do you just stop? But like MLB, new sport, you're like, oh, let's do it. And then all of a sudden, like, yeah, you start really drafting those NFL teams, and it's like August, like starting getting late July, August. It's like, I'm done with these. I'm done with the MLB DFS.
Is it too Galaxy brain here? I kind of like the Lawrence. I kind of like just going Lawrence Kirk on this turn here. And getting that little stack and then kind of picking something else later. But do you think it's too Galaxy brain to go Carr, Mac Hollins?
No.
Which do you guys prefer? Do you think you like Carr or Mac Hollins better, or do you like? I
like that in here. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. That's interesting. I like that a lot. Just for the fact that like, I don't think many people are gonna even think about that. I think the Lawrence and Kirk would be more likely, way more likely, given how many like you need to draft, and I don't know how many people are going to go down to Mac Hollins, and I feel like a lot of people would try and stack Carr with Adams.
Yeah, I kind of think that too.
But he might not even need to do that because that guy above us might have Adams. So,
okay, what do you guys think?
I like that. Let's do it. Why not do it?
Yeah.
All right, sure.
And then depending,
I'm thinking of ways to get.
Jesus,
one thing that's a way to get weird is also targeting that Russ stack this week. I don't know if he plays with the limited hamstring, and I know
That's
it's been
fair.
ugly and it's been weird. But like,
Sauce scares me though. Sauce has been legit. And I know it's just one guy, so it would be
incredible.
more. Would it be? You would think it'd be Sutton, right? It would be Sutton. So
Yeah, the thing about Sutton is he moves around.
yeah,
Like I don't know. Yeah, I think if you're gonna take Sauce, you're just gonna be like, yeah, stick him on Sutton the way that this team's been functioning. And I don't think that makes it. But I don't know. It's very interesting because Leone at ETR, man, he's got Sutton, and I don't give Leone solo credit, but like their projections and whatnot between him, Herzig, and the team, they have Sutton one place ahead of Jonathan Taylor in their model right now.
Wow.
And I was kind of like, it was the first one that I saw, like, okay, they're clearly anticipating Russ. They're clearly like just thinking pass funnel Jets, not overly concerned about Sauce one-on-one. I don't know, just interesting just to throw out there.
And yeah, I mean, I really don't like to bring in matchup because it's just, we all know that it's very hard to judge. Like you can't really put anything into it. We do just know Sauce has been legit. That's all we can really say. So, I mean, that's all I'm really pointing out. I don't know how that affects it. I know that Paul pointed out earlier the same thing, like Sauce on the other side is scary, basically, or something like that in the comments. And I was like, yeah, that's fair. I mean, he has been legit.
Yeah, it's just interesting because Russell Wilson is just one of those names that just doesn't belong with, Kellen Mond, Chad Haney, like
I think
Jacoby
Kellen
Brissett
Mond definitely belongs there for sure. Yeah,
and Taylor Heineke. Like it's very interesting to just see that, right? I'm looking at a name right now. Get that little bring back off Metcalf, and then we can get the Mac Hollins stack to finish.
I would rather do like. Just because your swap in the 12-mans is not as sexy as your swap in the 6-man. Like, go ahead, but like I would rather take Tony Pollard, but it's happening.
Oh, so. Tony Pollard is, dude. I'm not even looking at that. I'm too busy focused on this filling out.
Yeah, Tony Pollard was there. I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like it. I don't know. You just twisted my arm, Nez, earlier when we brought up the 12-mans that you said Keenan Allen was kind of fun. And then we had an opportunity to take him, and now you're kind of.
I have him. I have some Keenan Allen there. It's just, I'm just thinking like, man, he's a thorn in my side right now. Keenan, like I'm a resident stan. Like I love Keenan Allen. Have had him like on all my home leagues for years running through the ups and downs, but
Freezer's a sharp man. Look at that team. I love that team so much right now, even though he doesn't have Burrow. So it's kind of weird.
He went triple Cincinnati.
It's before I looked at the triple Cincinnati. I saw Breece Hall and Hayden Hurst, and I was like, I approve.
Yeah,
I approve.
I mean, there's no doubting that Freezer's one of the sharpest players in every sport on this site.
Yeah,
he's always dialed.
That's something to look at, man. That I mean, if we're looking at sharp players, which I'm a big advocate, and you guys are too, like 3-man triple Cincy, no Burrow, and then no run back as of now.
The first week when I came second in this contest, it was a triple.
Is he going to bring Mariota on the run back?
Yeah, maybe.
That's what I was thinking.
That's pretty nasty.
Naked Mariota would be a fun one.
And then he just on the trail, just going ham. Wow, it's fun. It's a fun team.
Yeah.
Poor Silas, man. We just keep like we got the Metcalf like run back, and he just like.
And then we take Keenan, and then Everett, and then Keenan goes.
You love to see it.
Cutthroat out here, man. I'm sorry. Oh, but he goes Dulcich. That's
you can take Josh Palmer. Watch him do something now that Keenan's back.
We've been looking for Freezer on socials for half a year now, and I can't find him anywhere.
Man of mystery.
Yeah. Him and Sam Olsen. Sam Olsen's man of mystery too. At least I found him on Twitter, and he's in the Discord and stuff like that. Yeah. And I asked him to come on the show because he's a really good player in these games too, and he says he doesn't like to do this, So all good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just dominate in the games and take you guys' money. I'm not really good in the stream. Fair enough, Sam.
Damn straight.
I respect it. Yes, that's a grinder out there from when we started way back in the MLB street every day. He'd normally come in midday and then it would just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna wait because we are going basically off the same rankings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he takes everything. What is going on here? Is it game time?
Tucker's he's chewing the box. He's so jacked up. He's chewing the box. He's not even taking the toys out of it.
No, not the box. My dog once chewed a hole in our wall because he was yeah, dude, right? Like not like a big hole, but like more like a section of it. And it was like a flat part of the wall too, like a little freak. Like just
Did you make him watch a Pittsburgh Pirates game and he's just like, I want out?
Yeah. Don't put me through this.
I'm sorry, Des didn't like that one.
He's a bigger fan than I am. He's got a Pirates collar.
Oh, that's big league.
Oh, that's unfortunate. You just made him be a Pirates fan.
Yeah, dude, Carlos, I have no idea, but he just
how
like
do you
he
think
just like at this little snout, he just like munch. We were gone, like he had bad separation anxiety. We were gone for like an hour and came back, and I'm like, what in the fuck, dude? Like, why? What is wrong with you? I don't like yelling at him.
Did you get him? Did you get him during COVID?
No, before COVID.
Yeah.
But still, he's like, yeah.
I just feel like dogs in general got like separation anxiety through the COVID like window because like they grew so accustomed to people being home all the time, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's 100%. That's what happened to my guy, and now he's just like, where are you guys going?
That's with my cats. That's literally with my cats.
No, dude,
Interesting. So
he goes, is that Davis Mills?
Davis Mills. Yeah,
okay,
Davis Mills on the bring back there. Let's go ahead and take our boy Matt Collins.
Wow.
I don't love this team, but I don't hate it. Like it's kind of fun. You know, like you get the one unique stack from a game environment that we like. We get two very good pieces of a game environment we like. We get a discounted Andrews at pick 4, and we get a heavily discounted Jonathan Taylor in the second round. I mean, Jonathan Taylor should be a first-round pick if we knew he was full go, whatever. And doing it with just one running back, giving ourselves outs to, big ceiling games, get that Allen leverage off of Eckler. Like, I'm spinning narratives here, but I actually like it.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of that team. I think we did it's better than like all of the other 12-man drafts that I've done so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this team way more.
Yeah, I think Silas is onto something there with the damn it, I didn't save the board again. I think Silas is onto something there with the DeAndre Swift discount. I think Freezer's onto something there with building out maybe not a 3-man without the quarterback, but building out a 2-man of that game environment. And I would have loved the naked Mariota run back opposed to stacking Davis Mills, but hey, he's probably smarter than me. So whatever. Okay, one hoops draft and then we'll go. Nez, if you got to run, man.
I got time. Let's go.
A man of the people.
Come
man of the people. Guys, don't forget
this. That shit.
Don't forget this.
Wait, actually? No. That's a lie.
Yeah, I think Silas is right about this. Like Palmer might not play and Keenan might wait till after the bye. I fully agree with that. And I think that makes Gerald Everett a better play. And I think that means that, Eckler's ADP is warranted. And all those mini stacks of the 44% mini stacks of Mike Will plus Herbert are very sexy because of that. What's that wry smile for, Nez? What's that wry smile for? Just tell me what you're thinking, man.
Steve, I don't know if you put up Steve's comment. That like feed the freezer is no. Oh, sorry. Mike Robb, I apologize.
I sent you guys the link, the feedthefreezer.com.
Dude does look like a DFS player, man. He does.
Okay, let me see.
If I'm gonna stereotype, like he looks like he plays DFS, dude.
Okay.
And I think
dude, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
Yo, we're gonna have to make a meme.
The Patrick and Brianna part. That's where. Are you looking at that picture?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Numi, don't be talking about it behind closed doors. We got to pull it out. Oh my God, this sick fuck is in the NBA streets at the same time too. Motherfuckers following us around. I love it. Okay, this is like what the girlfriend tells you not to worry about meme. All right,
Yeah.
like the girlfriend doesn't tell you. Okay, I'm ready for this. Here we go. Feed the freezer. Okay, what are we doing here? Well, 5 easy freezer meals, 5 ingredients or less. So, dude, what I'm on to something. He's a health nut. Are we talking about this guy right here?
No, down.
Okay.
Down.
That's the
There-
generic.
there he is.
This guy. Oh, yeah. Patrick. Yeah,
Tell-
look. See, I'm telling you, he's a nice guy.
Here's the
Decent
thing,
look, dude.
We're being like we're generalizing so much. It's actually probably Brianna. It's probably Brianna that's actually the DFS player here. Like, we
Yeah,
keep saying,
she's the
dude,
sicko.
it's- Yeah,
Who do we like at 2?
Ja.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Big
Honestly, anytime you can just bet on a dude who's sick and nasty and has really good hair.
I'm gonna
about it.
contact him right now.
No, don't you?
12. Do it.
Hey, man, see you in the Underdog streets all the time. The
Like,
guy's gonna be
is this
what
the same
fuck are you
breed?
talking about?
I'm gonna be like, is this the same feed the freezer I see in the Underdog Battle Royale?
Now he's gonna be like, oh shit, I've been figured out. Like, no one knows that I'm actually siphoning these funds from the side business and all straight into my Underdog account.
Oh my
like, it's gonna get him in trouble.
Founders of Feed the Freezer. Oh my God, this is great.
Never thought
I told you guys. I
there's
told
no
you
way
guys
it
he was
isn't-
a
it
healthy. He's a healthy guy. He goes to the gym. He's promoting his business while he's drafting. He's got his own company, so he works from home, so he can draft these all the time he wants. The narrative adds up. Patrick's our guy. Until further notice, Patrick is Feed the Freezer,
I sent
And-
an email.
and this face is out of my mind forever.
Yeah, now it's Patrick.
You're saved. You're
Patrick.
saved, Patrick.
Look at this. A healthy guy. He's got his water bottle in the back. He's got the straps of his backpack pulled up tight. So you know he respects his lower back. I'm about this guy.
I don't know, man. The odds it's actually him.
All right, who do we like?
God. Jeez, I'm not in full screen though.
Siakam is cool with me.
Siakam is cool. Siakam is cool.
I go like him or Cat.
Yeah,
Let's go Cat.
Yeah,
for
I like
Numi.
Cat because Cat was going just literally at the turn, and now because it was all Gobert, now it's like, oh, okay, Cat can't score. So
Okay,
he just had an
let's
off
go.
game, like, and
Utah
Rudy was
sucks.
What
are the odds it's
well, it
actually
could be
him?
Rudy's revenge game. Like, if you really want to think, like
I know,
NBA,
I know.
NBA is when you can legitimately maybe put that narrative because that's when a guy can hold on to the ball and just go. And like, so that's the only actually revenge game narrative where maybe you can put it into place. Like, because in NFL, a wide receiver can't do anything. You know what I mean?
I'm calling it a coin flip, by the way. It's 50-50 that's actually him.
That's actually Feed the Freezer.
Because like Feed the
Is it
Freezer,
two
that's such a
Galaxy
unique
brains,
like time.
It is such a unique name, and it doesn't
Let's-
really have
no, let's-
context.
Let's do that, dude. Let's do that.
Yeah,
actually.
That'll be
You kinda
really
think
that'll be
pairing the
really
two?
unique.
I don't.
Pairing the two
There's
of
no
them will
reason
be
why they
unique.
can't get there. They can put up 140 and
Yeah.
they're out. You know what I mean? Like,
It's
Like,
something I've
yeah.
been thinking about more and more.
it's the third quarter and Gobert got his 15th rebound. Like, it's
Right.
freaking. The tweet, I saw a tweet from one of the Timberwolves guys. He was like, dude, Rudy Gobert is all of us playing on a Nerf hoop. Like,
Silas, we all do. We really
okay,
need this
we'll keep
reply
you
back.
updated.
I want an email back from his wife and be like, he told me he quit daily fantasy years ago. Like, just
Oh,
like,
sweetie, like you have no
so
idea.
Can you imagine?
Like, I told you I haven't been on
Oh my
DraftKings,
God.
and she's
He's
like,
been going to meetings.
If I don't get anything in a while, like for like a week, I'll be like, are you ghosting me for a reason? I'm gonna send another one. I'll be like, hello, like.
Tells his wife he's been working on the business all day long. Like, yeah, babe, we got new clients, and he's just like funneling his winnings through the company.
oh my god, it's just
These
this-
narratives are so fun.
Jaylen
I don't know how
Brown
we don't take
falling-
I don't know.
Jalen. Yeah, I don't know how
Yeah.
we don't take Jalen
Well,
Brown here. I like
yeah.
Cade too.
See, it's just in pure projection, Brown is a little down there, but it's been tough
Okay.
for me not to take him.
Who else do you
Um,
like? Who else do you like?
Let's just go Jalen here because
Okay.
I think who I like even. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are showing up that I like. And
Mhm.
to touch on that comment,
I wonder who bombs.
when you're a Minnesota fan, you get excited about anything you possibly can. And this was the most exciting thing to get excited about. I don't care about the picks because in theory,
no, you gotta be psyched for that. You gotta love when your team goes all in. Fuck those picks, baby.
Yeah. Well, they're not gonna matter if we're in the playoffs and if we're where we should be. They're gonna be pointless picks. So.
Literally, they will be.
I mean, not pointless.
I knew he was gonna take KPJ. That was probably like my consolation.
That's
prize.
my thing. It's just, but Brown is a different player than KPJ, and it's like projection wise, yes, I totally get it. But I'm just going by maybe
crazy that Paulo's all the way up here after one game.
So
projections are down on him, but I actually like him.
I like.
Okay.
Did he take Bam? What a good pick.
So CJ for me is like somebody that I take a lot here.
Yeah, we can do that. I was thinking either that or Kristaps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, CJ's
nice. Is it too insane to? Okay, who do you want? Kristaps or CJ?
CJ.
Okay.
Because hopefully we won't.
Is it too Galaxy brain to pair like Edwards in this lineup with 3 Minnesota?
It's basketball.
Like,
it's like,
sane,
dude, it's you don't get like, it's not like a quarterback with the wide receivers where you get like the quarterback throws at the touchdown pass. You both get points. Like here, if one's scoring and it's not just assist over and over again, that's negative correlation for now 2 people in our lineup. They can get there, and we did do it with the bigs. It's tough for me to go 3 in a smaller slate.
Insane,
yes,
right?
Smaller slate, yes, for sure. Yeah. But
I'm feeling my way through, guys. I don't know if you guys know, but
Bop, you stop now, bud. You stop now.
Why? What's wrong with
Simmons? Was a fine pick. He's just trolling us for picking Simmons, and he didn't work. Nothing like going off of
when did we pick results.
Simmons? We were talking about him in the last stream we did that we like Simmons.
I don't even fucking remember. I don't know anything about hoops. Man.
So there goes Paolo Banchero. That ADP should be coming down very fast. I don't think any.
Fellow Minnesota
else is up.
Didn't know that.
22 all the way down. Yeah, he gets him at 33. That's kind of fun. Gotta take note. What's this? Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane.
I like Bane. I take Bane a lot here. I also.
Boys, I'm wearing the jersey. Come on, can I have him?
It's your money.
It's all my money. That's what everybody's been telling me my whole life.
That or you can get really crazy and go. Yeah, no. Let's just.
Is Buddy Hield a dude now?
Not really.
Yeah.
He'll have like his like games and you want to talk revenge narrative.
Buddy Hield's pretty good, man.
Or against Sack, but
that's what I mean.
But like
their second best player on that team.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's like being
Benedict Mathurin, or I guess
being the slimmest kid at Fat Camp, though. I mean, they're not like.
Hey, Buddy's nice with it, dude. He can play some.
Hey, we don't fat shame around here.
No. That was. I'm ex Chubster, so
you keep telling yourself that.
Ex Chubster?
Oh yeah.
How big were you at one point?
It was like before I hit puberty, and I was like older than everyone else. So I was a late bloomer, but I was big boy.
Yeah, and then you worked it off, kind of deal.
Hey, there was no slander there at all. He's definitely their third best player. Like, well, I mean, if Turner's playing, but I mean, Hield and Turner are going to be off that team, and it's all going to be Halliburton, and it's going to be Halliburton, Mathurin, and Duarte that are just going to. So
DeJounte Murray going over.
I love
Young.
Benedict. He was a baller at Arizona.
DeJounte Murray.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Love the team. We did.
You guys remember that Arizona game that was like it was clipped for years, where the guy goes on the fast break dunk like all by himself? I think it's like Stanley Johnson, or it was like Stanley Johnson kicks the ball up to him and he goes on the fast break dunk all by himself, and he just like his feet slip out from under him and he just falls down. You guys remember that blooper reel? It was on there forever.
I forgot about that.
Never mind. It's irrelevant then.
Dunk.
You can kind of see me in the background, like in like the corner of it. It was at UW.
Okay, all right.
And then I was just, you guys brought up Arizona. You brought up Arizona, and I was like, I was at that game, and it was on the blooper reel forever. And
we're gonna bring up Dubai. Oh yeah, the 4 times I was in Dubai.
Went to the F1 race.
Met the freaking prince. That's a troll, right? That's a troll, right?
Yes,
There's
it's
no
a troll.
okay.
I've never been to
Not
Dubai.
Dubai, but I'm like, have you been to an F1 race? Because I'm instantly jealous.
Actually, I've not been to an F1 race.
That is
I was
that is
supposed to go to the Montreal
on my
one this
bucket
year
list.
and
Oh,
didn't. Yeah,
Would've been fun.
I have buddies who went to the Montreal one and they went to the Mexico City one this year, and they both said that like it's a fun atmosphere and good day to be around, but like you don't see anything. Like being at the track like isn't
Yeah.
fun. Like you just sit there and then
I
like
want-
every
yeah.
50 seconds it's like zoom, 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 and then it's gone. Like
I just want to
NASCAR,
have that one experience, you know.
NASCAR, you sit in the upper stands and you can watch the entirety of the race, and you put on those headsets and you can listen to the intercoms of anyone talking to anyone, and they're swearing at each other, and you'll get off my bumper and shit like this. Like it's a lot of fun.
NASCAR is trying to pull the best WWE with this fucking fake acting shit going on all the time.
Yeah, I mean it's genuine though. Like
drama.
there's guys who get wrecked and stuff. NASCAR's so much fun. Yeah, NASCAR's so much fun. I think NASCAR and hockey are kind of those two sports that are low-key underappreciated until you go to them. You get that taste of what it's like in the building, at the atmosphere. Go nice and early, go see warmies, go see the people warming up the tires, going for those early laps, and then you get into it, right? I don't know. Anyways, whatever. I'll talk your ear off about NASCAR and Puck Boys. All right, we hit that magical 2-hour mark. It's been way too long. Appreciate everyone being here. This was a really fun stream. Appreciate Mark for the insight. Appreciate Numi for backing up our bro science takes with actual facts. A lot of fun, good drafts. Good luck to everybody this weekend. Make sure you enter at least one Battle Royale draft. If you're not going to play this weekend, just get that 100x boost. Get in there. This was a lot of fun. Good stream. Anything to add, gentlemen? Any plugs? Anything?
Now let's get a member of the Badge Brigade a dub this weekend, huh? That's all I want.
Yeah, straight. Yeah.
The floor is open for our winner circle. We need that back. We need the segment back in a big way. So let's go, guys.
Should we be teasing the people? We've yet to debut it. Ooh.
Look at don't we want to?
We need somebody in there. I need somebody in here. I need the lineup on one side. I need the player on the other. Come on, anyone! Shout out again. Anyone who takes down that 50 dimes. You know what? What did we say?
I think we made it 10K, right?
10K. You take down one of the small contests. You're in the winner's circle. You're coming on the show. Someone ship that damn thing so we can have somebody on the show on Monday morning. It's going to be fun. All right, gentlemen. I got nothing else to say for once in my life.
No, man. Just everyone have a good week. Yeah, I know. Have a good weekend, everybody. Best of luck in your contests, and shoot us on Twitter if you got any good lineups that you got or any good calls, whatever. We'll chop it up with you. So
love it.
Stay in touch.
All right.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
From a man who is definitively a hoops guy now, everybody's favorite part of the show. The end.
Run them.